Yeah, basically saying over the last few weeks, I think we missed the spaces last week because a few of us had things on and we couldn't quite agree on a time together. But yeah, we're here this week, and yeah, I think last time we talked we were around 5 million, and it was kind of at the end of the slow sort of bleed out we had over the last few months, which was it was brutal. I think there's sort of the rally we've had over the last couple of weeks has been really nice to see, and it's been a much needed relief. I think. It wasn't nice to see a few solid weeks of dropping down, but yeah, we're kind of holding steady now, and hopefully just up from here. We had a few bullish things that came out last week, obviously around VC, as well as some nice spaces talks we're on. But the VC thing at the moment, obviously, there's a lot of money involved, and both parties want to kind of make sure that we've both got a sort of good end of the deal, and it works for both sides. So we're still in talks at the moment, and trying to figure things out. It's, as I said, there's money involved, and it's not a straightforward process. So it's still very much on the cards. We're just trying to get an agreement together, and then we'll be good to go. I think in general that's kind of where we're at the VC at the moment. It's very sort of encouraging for us to see that interest on like an institutional level, and hopefully that's just the first of many sort of VC firms that approach us. So yeah, very encouraging to see. I think that's kind of everything I wanted to cover on the start of things here. I think we'll probably go through. I think we've each got a sort of topic we want to cover, and we'll go through them one at a time. So I don't know if you want to, recap on marketing, Justin.
Justin also having mic issues earlier. Justin, we can't hear you if you're talking. I can cover the NFT stuff. You guys can hear me, right? Everyone can hear me?
Hello. Yeah, sorry, my mic
Yeah.
disconnected as well. I can hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, some technical issues that I make sure that everyone can hear me before I start talking. So on the NFT front, I think last time we talked, we said we were targeting sometime in the beginning of September to mid-September. I think we're going to be more on that mid-September timeline, and it has nothing to do with us not being ready, right? So basically, we have a custom mint page built out. We have the mint procedures built out to use things like Candy Machine. We've been working with the Metaplex dev who's been helping with us with the front end, and we have everything together. But they've recently come out with this company called Blowfish, who basically whitelists websites to be able to do things like mint NFT through Phantom Wallet and stuff like that. Otherwise, they'll give you things like malicious warnings, and we want everyone to feel comfortable with the mint. We've been going through that procedure. It's kind of been a big road bump, I think, for everyone using Metaplex, which is like the standard for minting NFTs. If you go in the Metaplex Discord, you'll see a lot of people who are like, "Hey, what's this Blowfish thing?" And the Metaplex team is kind of, their only recourse is to say, reach out to them. That's all we can tell you what to do. It's it can be quick, it can be long. It just depends on when you get picked up in the queue. So realistically, we'll target sometime mid-September. We need to have some follow-up calls over the next couple of days to finalize some of the numbers, and then we should have a date to give you guys on when the mint is going to happen. We have a backup plan. We'll probably use something like Truffle, which is just a launch pad for minting NFTs, which should kind of be the same result, but we have a nice page built that we'd like to use. It's a cleaner look, and then our NFT kind of likes it's in our entity and not in something like Truffle, where there's people who will launch NFTs for like a couple cents and stuff like that, right? So that's what we want to do, is to have the custom page built and have all the security stuff in line. We're just making sure that we're going through the right steps to do that, but it is looking like mid-September. and it's just a couple small technical details to work out in the background. We have everything we need to do and to move forward. It's just kind of one thing. So we're following up with them. We're looking out for people who can help us to expedite that review process as well too, digging into our networks of contacts and stuff like that to help resolve that a little bit quicker. But I think we'll be moving forward. We'll have a date in short order, so it's not that something that's been up in the air for a while. We want to move forward with this and kind of bring it to you guys and bring this part of the project to a close. So yeah, that's where the NFTs stand right now.
Can you guys hear me by any chance now?
We can.
All right, I can give an update on the marketing stuff now. So yeah, with the marketing stuff, we're planning on doing a two-stage campaign. The first stage is sort of marketing the NFTs. We're hoping that will not only increase our NFT sales, obviously, but also just bring more awareness to the Hege token to the NFT community. So the way we're planning on doing that is we're going to slice off a certain amount of NFTs, numbers yet to be determined, but maybe around 100 or so to be given out to influencers, and they can use that to run campaigns to sort of, we trade that for a retweet, things like that, just to kind of spread the word out. So if you imagine, in an ideal world, 100 micro influencers retweeting about this Hege NFT sale, that should give us some pretty good visibility. Then after our NFT goes out, we'll have we should have a decent amount of funding for the project, and so that at that point we'll be able to run a much larger marketing campaign than we would have been able to before the NFT sales. So the stage 2 marketing campaign is sort of, depending on the exact date of the NFTs, but maybe mid-September, the latter half of September or so. And so for that campaign, we plan to run it much like the previous campaigns, but maybe at a bigger scale. So, now we have many more platforms, right? We don't just have Reddit and X. We'll, of course, still hit those hard, but we'll also push on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram as well. That combined with maybe some deck screener ads, we might do some press releases again, sort of just things of that flavor. So yeah, that's what we have in our plans for marketing.
Awesome, Dev. Not sure if your mic's working again. I'm not hearing you talking. I'm sure you're going to bring us into the questions at some point.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. If anyone's got any advice on that, it's like like a Blue Yeti thing. I've got the drivers installed and everything. I'm on a Mac, if that's any difference. But yeah, I don't know. Every few minutes it just like disconnects. It's really frustrating. But yeah, I have to make do with this today. Yeah, just on that as well, like around sort of TikTok and Instagram and content around that. Like we've been contacted by like a platform that basically, I don't want to sort of reveal too much, but before we've sort of gone ahead with it yet, but they've said they can sort of help with virality and sort of creating content on a mass scale, or not so much creating content, but delivering content on a mass scale, as in like posting it on multiple pages, and basically means we can get thousands of videos out on Hege on all the sort of platforms and try and get into the algorithm that way. So that we've had a look at the software, and it looks like it could be a game changer basically. So that's something that's on our radar at the moment, and looking like it's something that we want to sort of go forward with. So very excited about that, and we'll keep you guys updated when we have the confirmation of it. And over the last month or so, we've been putting out a lot more content, a lot more animated shorts as well as the sort of shorter GIFs, which we've seen with other projects as well. The shorter GIFs, 1, 2, 3 seconds, like can go a long way in terms of building the brand presence on sort of the GIF platforms, and try and sort of break into the mainstream that way as well, and sort of break out of just being in crypto. I think that's one of the core sort of content strategies we have, is creating GIFs and content that sort of appeals to everyone rather than just Hege individually. that's why a lot of GIFs are sort of not particularly related to crypto. They're more sort of emotive things, or reactive things, or sort of mainstream memes as well. So that's kind of direction we're going with that, and I think it's coming along really well. And we shared on the X earlier the sort of performance we've been getting with some of the GIF platforms. So Giphy, for example, like we've until today we had maybe 11 GIFs on it, and we had 170,000 views just with 11 GIFs. So we've got the full collection up there now. I think there's 30 or 40, something like that. So yeah, really excited about that growth, as well as obviously the amazing growth we've been seeing on YouTube and Instagram as well. It's been really encouraging to see. I don't know if you've got anything you want to sort of add to that, Justin, around the sort of YouTube growth. And I don't think Joven's here, he does the Instagram stuff, but it's really encouraging to see.
Yeah, I think the YouTube growth has been great. I think we have over 5,000 subscribers now. We've been sort of doing this YouTube push over the last, I won't say month now or so. And we went from about 100 subscribers to a little over 5,000. And then we have almost 100,000 views now at this point. So, I think with our ramped up content and sort of, ramping up these social platforms, I think it'll be great for us in the future.
Yeah, and I think as well, the more that the more time we sort of spend on uploading content and making it sort of increase our visibility on there, I think it's kind of a snowball effect as well, because 5,000 people all sharing the content, or we're on their radar basically. I think obviously you get to 10,000, there's double the amount of people, and it kind of snowballs from there. So yeah, really, really excited about that as well. And yeah, I think obviously we've seen what we've done by focusing on X for the first 3 or 4 months. We grew it from like 100 followers to like over 13,000 now. So I think if we can achieve that level of success on the other platforms as well, then that'll be incredible.
Yeah.
So I think as well, like positioning ourselves as a sort of a brand, sort of going into hopefully the final stage of the bull market, and hopefully with more resale coming on board as well. I think the platforms we're building, they're looking super strong, and sort of perfectly curated to bring on the normies and the new fresh faces into the meme coin space.
Yeah, and the one thing I want to add here also is that the way we've acquired a lot of these YouTube subscribers are through ads targeted to like crypto influencer channels. So it's nice that we're getting sort of the crypto people who are unaware of Hege subscribing to our YouTube page, right? So that way we have more content going out. It's constantly being shown to them, and when the next run comes, this is just a whole new set of subscribers that maybe aren't in our telegrams and aren't following us on Twitter and stuff like that. So it's just a completely new set of eyes.
Yeah, it's great. I think I think that's a good point as well. The kind of they're not sort of we've probably got 500 or 1,000 sort of people that will follow us on all of them, but obviously there's a lot of individuals on different platforms. The average TikTok user is probably very different to the average X user, for example. It's like much younger age, probably different interests as well. So it is about sort of creating the content to specifically appeal to them audiences. But yeah, I think it's great. Okay, cool. Shall we get into the questions? I think we probably covered like a lot of stuff with that initial intro kind of project update, but we'll go through the questions regardless, and and see what we've got.
Right.
Cool. So I think first question on any update on the VC topic, what would be the positive and negative sides of that? So obviously at the start of the call we updated on the sort of status of the VC deal at the moment. As for the positive sides of that, there's many positive sides. They're very well connected. They've got a lot of they work with influencers, and they've got a lot of connections within the space. So yeah, that would be great for things like market making. We said the influencers, technical implementations, and collaborations as well. They support other projects, other successful projects. So we'll be able to leverage their connections. Essentially, that's sort of the main upside of it, as well as the investment as well, which could be anywhere from 150 to $500,000 basically. And then as for the negative sides of that, there isn't really many negative sides of that. I mean, probably the only one I could think of is that there'll be a sort of a player in the game with a decent amount of the supply. It's, if it was 150k at this level, for example, it would only be a few percent. But yeah, that's essentially the only negative side as far as we can see. Cool. What kind of different strategies are included in the September marketing push? I think we've answered that one already. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
No, I think we've answered it. Just sort of imagine the stuff we had going before, just on more platforms and hopefully a bigger push. Obviously, this is for the second phase, and then we have our first phase of the NFT marketing, where hopefully most of that will be around giving out our influencer allocated NFTs in exchange for marketing.
Yeah, great. I think the next question does follow on to that, is around potential utility for the Friends of Hege NFTs. I don't think we mentioned having specific utility for the Friends of Hege NFTs. We're just kind of building a general utility for the holders of the collection. So yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think we've mentioned that. And obviously the Friends of Hege NFTs are kind of a bonus add-on, as well as obviously you have your pre-sale reservation to them.
Yeah, exactly. I think we've kind of internally talked about stuff like, maybe benefits at the 100 million market cap party and stuff like that, but nothing sort of crystallized yet. Are you still here, Dev?
Hello.
Yep, we can hear you now.
Okay. Sorry about that. I was just saying, I think just Friends of Hege in general, like obviously you guys, for anything going forward that we do, and anything that's reward based or that involves some kind of sign up for or entry, like you guys will be sort of first on the list. So obviously we appreciate you guys hugely for what you've sort of contributed towards the project. And for anyone who doesn't know, basically Friends of Hege members are essentially members of the community that have donated to projects for CX listings or marketing raises. As I said, you guys will be sort of front of the list for anything we sort of do going forward. In terms of NFTs, the general utility, I don't know. Did you want to mention anything on that, Riz? Like the general utility we're aiming to build with it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we have a couple things to finalize on numbers, so I don't want to go too much into details, but it's just going to be rewards based, things we're holding, right? So like almost like a soft staking type model for NFTs, where if you hold the NFTs, you'd be rewarded for holding those NFTs. How that happens and how we, allocate to do that type of stuff is, we're still kind of like finalizing the numbers, right? That'll kind of just get incorporated into our mint page that I was talking about earlier. But that's something that we'll be talking about in short order. And I know we've been saying that, but I'm telling it should be happening in short order.
Yeah, great. Do you think it might be beneficial to run any form of Hegecast / podcast type of content so this team can speak about what Hege means to them and what their backgrounds are? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think it's something that Adam actually might have mentioned before as well. And yeah, I think it'd be great to get to know us more, as well as just some nice content for Hedge. So yeah, it's definitely on our radar, and yeah, we'd love to do it. Next question was when Hedge mascot. So yeah, with this one, as we said last time, we've got a few quotes lined up that we're sort of ready to pull the trigger on. I think at the moment it's just project funds. Like I think with the first marketing raise, if anyone was around for that, we raised, I think it was 3.5 million Hedge, and that was sort of back when we were around the sort of 3 or 4 million range. But basically, what we sort of laid out in that was the idea of a hedge bank. So them 3.5 million tokens would sort of get converted to US dollars at various points. And obviously, we sort of reached 30 million. So we sold some of them for dollars, and obviously, we can't spend the hedge on marketing exactly. So it kind of needs to be converted to dollars so we can actually utilize some of that. So we've still got the majority of the bank in there at the moment. But I think for the as it stands at the moment, like the NFT sale will be like quite a big source of revenue for the project going forward, and will help sort of fund content and marketing activities going forward. So I think we're kind of at the stage where we're going to see how the NFT mint goes. Hopefully, we'll get a sellout. I think with the marketing we'll do around it, I think we'll get a pretty good reception. So after that, I think we'll be able to sort of have a bit more cash available to spend on things like the mascot. So, question from Joven: when we plan the next CX push, when can we plan the next CX push? Sorry, I was thinking about CXs like Bybit, LBank, and similar ones, and they're the kind of larger exchanges. So, yeah, I think as it stands at the moment, where we sort of stand with the CXs is that we list on Bitmart, we list on Mexi, and they're kind of quite major exchanges. There's a lot of people on them, and in terms of achieving our goal of making Hedge available for the average sort of crypto user, I think that's definitely been achieved there. So yeah, at the moment, again, it's kind of once the NFTs go live, we'll see what funds are available. But as it stands at the moment, we sort of need to do another fundraiser for things like that, which of course we're definitely open to doing. But I think as we've sort of said before, we're kind of September's going to be our month where we really make a push for things. So potentially in September we can look into that. But I think for the moment we're sort of focusing our efforts on content and increasing the visibility of the project. I think what we've seen previously is that CXs are good for creating hype and a bit of a push, but in terms of building a long-term foundation, at the moment, I think, as I said, we still want to be focusing on content and visibility for the project. In terms of like bringing on new users, I don't think at the moment exchanges will do much for that. As I said, we're on 2 big exchanges already, and that sort of does the job there. And then a follow-up to that question was, did we try and get in contact with the Bitvarva team? Do we have any success? We received similar email to what Roy did around sort of, they essentially they can't be bribed into listing a token. Obviously, we're on their radar. But yeah, when the time is right and when we're at a sort of certain level and stability, then they can go ahead with that. And we've also been speaking to other exchanges, and that tends to be the case with the ones that will just list you for free. It's kind of when they're at a level that sort of reaches their requirements and target, then they'll sort of put you on there, and then they'll list you.
Just to interject there, I'm not sure we told the community about this yet, but like just as an example to what Deb was saying, like maybe this was like a month ago, the Gate.io team contacted us, right? And they basically wanted to know like more information about our project, to do their research, all the social information, and they went and basically did their diligence, and they came back and said, hey, it's a little too early right now. We're going to put you on the watch list, right? So I think a lot of these exchanges that sort of you can't bribe them for a listing, that they just want to list you naturally when you're really ready for it. When you kind of get close to the point, they just start doing their diligence and then just maybe monitor on a periodic basis. And then when you kind of sustain a certain market cap for a while, or they think you're ready, then they just go ahead and list you. So I think there's a couple of them like the Vavo and Gate.io that are probably like that were kind of on their radars, but we're just not quite there yet.
Yeah. Question from TT: what kind of productive approaches can we take to get more VC deal flow? So yeah, obviously, the VC firm reached out to us. It's not something that we kind of reached out to the VCs for. It could be an approach, I guess. We could do that, but I think a lot of them, they'll sort of do their own research and find us on their own. But I think we mentioned prior that once one VC firm invests in you, then it kind of gets on the radar of all the other VC firms. Obviously, they don't want to miss out, and they kind of one tends to follow another in the sort of traditional business world. So that would be great. So kind of one of them where I think if we get the investment, then the others should definitely follow. And then the second question was any incentive program to the community to get more involved in promoting Hege. So yeah, of course, I think I think we've found with a lot of the incentive programs that we ran is that there tends to be quite a lot of people that will take advantage of them. Like I'm sure you've seen in like the raid competition at the moment. There's loads of raiders, but the quality of what they raid with is kind of not great at all. It's kind of one or two words, no image, and it's not, kind of looks a bit spammy, and it's not a great look for the project. So it's about finding things that people can't abuse and won't get rewarded for abusing them. But I think this is another time I'd like to just encourage everyone that's got an investment in Hege to just put the effort in and work with the team on it, really, because we're doing what we can in terms of creating content and pushing ourselves along. But we all know that in meme coins community is one of the major things that people look for. So I just encourage everyone that's got a bag in Hege to just do as much as you can that's feasible with the time that you have. If you instead of scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or whatever, just go on Reddit, search for Hege recent posts, just show some support. It goes a long way. I think we've said that before as well. Like it really does. So the more people we have doing that, the more visibility we get as a project, and then the more that your own bag value goes up as well. So another question from Jovan: is it possible for the team to approach different VCs, even if we manage to make a deal with the current one or not? I think, as we said, like it could be an approach. I don't know if that's the done thing, whether projects approach VCs and like, do you want to invest in us? I think it's probably a good strategy to sort of pitch our project to them. So we can definitely look into that. And then the second part of that question is, now that we've been approached, one can give us an idea of what to do next. This means we've reached the required level for these kind of partnerships. Exactly. I think it kind of follows on to what I was saying about multiple VCs sort of jumping on once one has done the due diligence and the research around them. As I said, it's really encouraging, and hopefully many more will follow. When Hege Netflix series, I mean, that would be absolutely fantastic. I think we'd like to think that the direction we're going in with the content sort of lends itself to that. I think, with the chapters as well. Chapter 5 is it's ready to go, and yeah, it's looking really good. And I think it's really quite exceptional quality. Actually, it is like something you'd see on Netflix. Really stepped up the game with this one. So yeah, I'd love to see Hege on there one day. I think if we get to where we want to, then I don't see any reason why that couldn't be the case. Yeah, I think that's kind of the end of the questions from what we had today. I think if anyone, I just encourage for next week. I think we'll probably ask for questions a bit sooner as well. But yeah, it's great to have community's questions on the call, and gives us plenty to discuss and clear anything up that people might have had in their minds. So yeah, I think that probably concludes things for today. I don't know if you guys have anything you wanted to add on to that.
No, I think that basically covers it. There's one more question that came in late. Where will the 100 million market cap party be? I think we were talking about London. So when we get there, it'll be a real banger. I think your mic might have cut out again, Dev. But yeah, I'll let you guys do that.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
There you go. Cut out. Yeah, no, I think as I was saying, in terms of getting to 100 million market cap, it's not. We've seen how quick things can sort of turn. Going up to 30 million was I'd have to look at the chart, but I think going from 10 million to 30 million was was it
it's under a week, right? Yeah, 5 days or something.
Yeah. So if we get the right conditions and it's a perfect storm, then there's no reason why that couldn't happen. Very soon. So yeah, we'll have to obviously put something together for that. I think the way it would probably kind of look would be some kind of function room, I guess, in the day maybe, if we want to do some. If I don't know, want to keep things a bit more serious and go through the project plans or whatever, and do a bit of a live QA or something for a short time, and then move to more of a party thing. But yeah, we'd have to sort of have a think of what that would look like. But yeah, it'd be really cool. Excited to meet everyone there. So yeah, I think we've got every bit of confidence that it's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when that will be, and hopefully sooner rather than later.
Totally agree.
Right. Cool. Good stuff. Yeah, I think we'll probably leave it there for today then, guys. And yeah, I'd say just to sort of finish things up, I think, as you said, September is a month that a lot of things are happening with Hege. We've got a few things in the background as well that we're working on. We can't quite mention yet. I think, we've said it before, it's difficult to announce things when things aren't fully ready yet, because, if they don't work out or something happens for whatever reason, then you don't want to sort of let anyone down. So there's things that are being worked on that we're they're very encouraging, but as I said, don't want to announce them just yet. So yeah, I think excited about September. Keep things up with the content and pushes there as well. And I think just encourage everyone to put in the work you can for it. I think you'll see it pay off again as we move forward in the bull market. So yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, so I think we'll leave it there for today, and yeah, we'll see you all next week.
Thanks all.
Have a good one.
Cheers. Bye.